Hey guys, I had some technical issues, so I am going to have to do this in two parts. So this will be part two. Hopefully not all that much should be lost, but yeah, we'll see. Okay, let's get back into it.
We gotta move. What do you think she weighs? There's no way I can carry her. She'll just slow us down. That's it. That's what we're doing. We leave her.
Are you sure?
We have no choice.
I suppose you're right.
That's pretty cold. But I do understand why. I know this might sound cold, and it is, I would probably do the same.
I'm no humanitarian.
Yeah, sure.
Think whatever you want. You know what the bonus is if for a guy like me for saving you two?
You know, we all like to think we wouldn't, but the fact is, we probably would.
Who's gonna pay you out here? You put on a good show of being completely self-interested. You know, I know you're a good person. Look how you saved this chicken.
That's the chicken if I'm a good guy come dinner time.
Quite true.
Car wreck.
Sorry.
It's a map.
Good. We need one. I thought the Milky Way looked different from this.
It does.
That is not the Milky Way.
So what galaxy is this?
Do you want to give it a name?
How the hell did the Resolute get us here?
It's impossible, according to every law of physics.
Maybe someone wrote some new ones.
That's pretty cool. Oh shit, so he was the one that attacked the Resolute. Which is similar, I suppose, to what they did in the original series. Oh, what's she up to?
Let me fix that for you.
Fix it while I'm gone.
Gone?
I know you won't leave her. Because you're a good man, even if you wish you weren't. But someone has to go out there and bring back help.
Are you sure about this?
You have one flare left. You'll know when to use it. That's how I'll find you. See you soon.
Oh, damn.
If you die now, I'll be pissed.
Totally.
Will!
Where are you? I'm here.
You okay?
Hey, why did you run off? I didn't run off. We were just exploring.
Yeah, well.
Where are you? Do you hear me? Penny?
Mom? I'm in the chariot. I'm coming to get you. What? How did you... We will discuss this when you are also in the chariot. I can't track you because of the storm. Where are you? We're look for the light. The light?
Here. Put them on.
That's cool.
I see it. I'm coming. Oh, that way. Look.
Go.
Come on! Eddie! Not the daughter you expected? Please drive.
Move over.
I don't think you'll fit.
Tell him to hold on tight.
Hold on to the back! Put your seatbelts on.
Let's go.
I certainly think this episode's a lot better than the first.
Excellent. You finished the list. Listen, I should have been more receptive to you. You have the experience, you have the training, and I was wrong.
Something tells me that's quite a difficult admission for her.
We'll talk about it tomorrow. So which one of you do I need to listen to?
Damn.
You have one flare left. You'll know when to use it.
It's good to see she's just as treacherous as she was in the... Well, he was in the classic series. It's funny, I'm not used to that. I'm used to saying classic Who or New Who.
You're so brave. What's your name? I'm Penny. This is my brother, Will. Hi. Always wanted a brother. What's your name? Dr. Smith. You did it. Yeah. This is really not my thing. You need to get back to being you, so I can get back to being me, okay?
I guess her impulsive behavior paid off this time.
Mom, you're crushing me, Oreos.
Don't worry. He's not dangerous.
Okay, so that was Lost in Space Season 1, Episode 2, titled Diamonds in the Sky. A really good episode, a lot better than the first one, I think. But if we go here, we can break it down. So we start off with Don, I think, Don West, and Smith, or the fake Smith in a crashed Jupiter hanging off the cliff. We found out, that Don, I'm going to call him Don, I assume it is. I can't remember from the first episode if we learnt that. It may not be him. But I'm going to call him that just in case. Yeah, he had a knife, but he dropped it. Smith managed to give him her knife, and they break out of the ship. Here we have the robot, all together, and then we had the robot breaking down into the ship, going down into the ship. We had Smith and Don sort of looking at this, Don was very casual in taking what she had. Even after she died, he wasn't very respectful at all. I get it. If I was in that circumstance, I may do that. We like to think we wouldn't, but we probably would. Then we have all of this. They're cleaning up the ship. Robots helping. We go back to the Don and Smith story. Very much a sort of Don and Smith and the Robinson. So it was very much a two-story. It didn't seem all that complex. Like in some cases, you can have a number of different stories, each character having their own individual stories, and then them crossing, and yeah, it can get complicated like that. Oops, what's going on here? Here we have them, still on the spaceship, still doing the repairs. The father bringing up the mother's cast, if you like. Penny's sort of torn between her mother and father. All the kids seem to be. Then the mum comes up with a plan to free the Jupiter from the ice, very much so. The dad wants to take Will and the robot with them simply because he doesn't trust the robot yet. Here we have more talking about finding a crash survivor. Or a lot of fire. We're at the scene of the fire, basically. We find out the storm. Judy wants to just follow the rules. Penny's very impulsive. And we have more of this story, very much, this is where we sort of diverge into going to the alien ship. Still again with the Smith story. Dr. Smith and Don story. Yeah, it doesn't change very much because it's just more of them trying to get somewhere, and the conversations are a bit generalized. Smith sort of saying about her being a psychiatrist. And we have Judy suffering from PTSD from her incident in the ice. And we have Penny sort of taking out the chariot. Driving, which he doesn't have her license yet, but seems capable enough. Dr. Smith sort of asks Don, hey, you've got to carry this woman that had crashed, we've got to save her. This is where they find the alien ship. and go inside it and explore. This is where we see Will and the robot sort of playing catch, something that the Will and his dad always did. And then you get the dad looking out, very much a bit jealous. Here's where the ship comes alive because the robot is touching part of the ship. At least that's how I interpreted. This part is also really cool, where Will sort of learnt that the robot was behind the attack on the Resolute. He ran away. And then at this bit, it was pretty cool because you got the impression that Will was going to order the robot to destroy himself. But then he just couldn't, because obviously Will doesn't have friends. He's not the sort of kid, he's a bit of a socially awkward kid, if you like, adolescent, who doesn't make friends easy. Then we get Smith and Don sort of taking cover, and Smith tricking Don into getting this so she can get the flare to use by herself and leave them two to die. Here we get them, the diamond rain, very much. And then we get the robot doing the light like a lighthouse, which was pretty darn cool. Then I'm surprised the mum and dad didn't say to Penny, "You're grounded." Because I think most people would say, "Yeah, you saved our lives, but you're still grounded." Yeah, this is way on the back. They see a flare from what we thought was Don, but it ends up to be Dr. Smith. And at the very end, pretty much, we get a sort of reunion and all of that between everyone. And then at the end, we sort of have Dr. Smith see the robot because she would have seen it on the Resolute and knows what it did, and Will also knows what it did but is not saying. And it'll be interesting to see if Smith does the same, or will she, if you like, blackmail Will into making the robot do. Okay, so that was Lost in Space, and if you'd like the full uncut, unedited version, it's available on Patreon in the description below, as well as my Twitter account. I have had issues uploading episode 1 onto YouTube. When this goes up on YouTube, if it goes up on YouTube, I will make episode 1 free on Patreon. If it doesn't go up on YouTube, if I just can't get it to work, then Lost in Space will become a Patreon only. And hopefully that doesn't happen. I'd really like to put it on YouTube if possible. But it may not be possible. It may have to become a Patreon only. So we'll see how that goes. Yep, again, this was part 2. Unfortunately, it did have to come in part 1 and part 2. So we'll see how that goes. And if I do decide to make it a Patreon only, I will do an update video on YouTube announcing that. Okay, till next time, I will see you next time. Lost in Space Season 1, Episode 3. Bye.